briefing did not take place. Is the PNP running from facing the media on this issue? Well, in a recent video that was released yesterday, the PNP president, Mark Golding, can be seen addressing the matter before beginning his presentation at the NEC. Let's have a watch of what the party leader, the PNP president, had to say in this video.
Before I get into the issues relating to this National Executive Council meeting, I wanted to say something on the issue that's swirling out there about these leaked recordings. And I think it's necessary for us to say something. The People's National Party chose not to comment publicly on that matter until we had the facts before us. Our review is now complete, and it established three things. Firstly, the conversation in which those leaked recordings took place did not happen in any official party forum. Secondly, no officer of the party participated in that discussion. And thirdly, the PNP has no official NEC or executive WhatsApp group. That doesn't exist. And certainly not where party policy is made. This was a WhatsApp group formed by individuals within the party, and the views expressed were their personal views. So those recordings do not represent the official position of the PNP or any policy of the PNP. The PNP takes responsibility for its official positions. Those are set by our constitutional organs, such as this National Executive Council or the Executive Committee of the party, and those that are communicated by our authorized representatives and shown through our public actions or through our public media outlets, social media outlets, and so on. So, with that clarified, I just want to turn to the matter at hand.
The PNP president there, Mark Golding. Tonight, Government Senator Marlon Morgan, he joins us to respond to what you just heard there from the People's National Party president and the opposition leader, Mark Golding. Senator Morgan, top of the evening to you. Welcome to Lead Story.
Hi, good evening, Tyrone. Happy to be on. And good evening to your viewers as well.
Thank you so very much for joining us. Let's get straight to the point. You heard there from the party president, the PNP president. He's saying, look, this isn't the official position of the People's National Party. What do you make of that, Marlon Morgan?
Well, first of all, I have to chuckle just now because the first observation is that it's laughable. The truth of the matter is that we, up to yesterday evening, would have gotten to the 1 week mark since this scandal, the NaRRA smear campaign and delay tactics voice note leak scandal emerged. And you would have expected the PNP's leadership to have huddled, to have crafted a statement, carefully curated that statement, vet it, and of course, even re-vet it. And for them to have come away, Tyrone, with something that, in my view, really offends the sensibilities of the Jamaican people, is repugnant and disgraceful, is quite unfortunate, because that is what it is. In my view, Mark Golding's response yesterday has only served to make matters worse, because he has sought to downplay the role, the persons who are featuring in these now infamous voice notes, playing the party. These are key party operatives without naming persons. One is a sitting councillor, and the other featured as recently as September 2025 on the PNP's ticket as a candidate in the general elections of September 2025. So for him to use sleight of hand and a degree of intellectual dishonesty, as far as I'm concerned, by suggesting that they are not officers of the party. Yes, they may not be officers. Certainly, they are not deputy general secretary, they are not deputy chairman, they are not chairman, they are not general secretary or leader, but they are key functionaries and operatives within the PNP political organization. And to suggest that this WhatsApp group was not an official WhatsApp group, we're not going to get into semantics. The truth is that it is my information, Tyrone and viewers, that this WhatsApp group in question comprises the members, for the most part, of the PNP's executive, so much so that key communique and information that is to be circulated within the PNP political organization is circulated in this particular WhatsApp group. And of course, the members, as I said before, are members largely of the PNP's executive committee, which is perhaps going to be meeting on an evening like this, as they typically meet on a Monday evening, Tyrone.
I want to, the JLP is maintaining, therefore, that these are actually members of the NEC. The JLP is maintaining that position.
They are members of the PNP's executive committee. I believe that they are also members of the PNP's NEC, but those semantics, I'm not inside the PNP, have no intention of ever being, and that kind of semantics is what Mark Golding wants us to detain on and lose sight of the fact that in his response, Tyrone, he missed 4 key elements. You and I are persons who are experienced in communications, and to the extent that you had these very damning and damaging voice notes making the rounds in the media, particularly on social media, for almost a week, there was no condemnation by Mark Golding of the utterance itself. There was no repudiation or rebuke of the persons who featured in those now infamous voice notes. And Mark Golding did not exhibit contrition. He neither apologized, Tyrone, nor did he express regret at the distress caused to the Jamaican people by these voice notes. And finally, which is the 4th and final missing element in Mark Golding's response, Mark Golding did not unequivocally, indicate that the utterances and sentiments expressed in those voice notes do not reflect or nor accord with the PNP's values, and those are instructive in my view. I think Mark has only made it worse.
Well, he did say, Mark,
official policy.
Those recordings do not represent the official position of the PNP or any policy of the PNP. So he did say that, but I'll give you, there was no condemnation of the comments. And there was no rebuke of the parties involved. Those are 2 glaring gaps, and I definitely give you that. He didn't express regret, but I want to ask you this. He says this was a WhatsApp group, and I'm reading, viewers, just what I was able to transcribe from his comments. This was a WhatsApp group formed by individuals within the party, and the views expressed were their personal views. So he's accepting and saying to the people of Jamaica, this is an admission of guilt, Senator Morgan. He's saying the PNP members were in fact responsible for these outrageous voice notes.
Well, absolutely. But why stop short in relation to reaffirming and reassuring the Jamaican people that this is not how the PNP does business? The truth of the matter is that as Jamaicans looking on, Tyrone, we have seen many examples time and again of things that are pro-people and in our view as a government in the interest of the people of Jamaica and the country, which the PNP has either objected, they have either been obstructionist in relation to them, or they have sought to be cynical and snicker at them. The rural school bus system readily comes to mind. Efforts to make Jamaica a republic readily comes to mind. Making Portmore Jamaica's 15th parish, and I made the point in my contribution to the debate in the Senate sometime last year that there's nothing in Portmore becoming a parish that would be a disadvantage to the people of that particular municipality. The PNP has also been persistent objectors in relation to many of the government's efforts in relation to crime management, not least the ZOSO when it was first instituted back in 2017, and of course the respective states of public emergency. So all these things taken together, Tyrone, suggest even the One Road Authority, which is of recent vintage.
We're out of time, Senator. We're going to have to invite you to come back on to the program, because the fallout from this, one would assume, will continue. Government
It's not going anywhere. I have described it elsewhere as the mother of all scandals, because it is a moral scandal. It doesn't involve a single dollar, but what it involves, as others have said elsewhere, is just sheer evil, in the sense that Hurricane Melissa Tyrone was no respect of persons. It damaged PNP support.
We have to leave it there. But we'll revisit, Senator Morgan. Thank you so much. This is Lead Story.